Hi everyone, Monique here, and today we're going to talk about your mad toddler. So have you ever seen your toddler mad? Have you ever heard them scream at the top of their lungs and say, "That's mine!" Or like, "I want that one truck! One car! Mine truck!" Well, today we're going to talk about why there's conflict, why they're so mad, and what we can do to help them. So what do we see when our toddlers are mad? So if your toddler's not very verbal, you will hear a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, maybe stomping their feet, crossing their arms. If they're quite verbal already and have a couple of words, they'd probably always say the word mine. That's mine, my truck, my car, my toy. And there's often a lot of grabbing, a lot of yanking out of other children's hands. So why do our toddlers behave this way? It's really all part of their development. At first, our babies or toddlers are egocentric, meaning all they can really think about is themselves, their feelings, what they want. It's really hard for them to think about things in another person's perspective. It's also because a lot of the things that our toddlers are experiencing are things that they're going through for their first time, especially with feelings and emotions. These are big things that overwhelm our toddlers, and more often than not, they don't understand what's happening to their little bodies. So if it's something that they can't even understand and comprehend, then they don't know what to do with themselves. Our toddlers are also learning about self-control, so it's really challenging for them not to give in to their impulses. It's hard for them to not grab things that they want. It's hard for them to control their hands when they're really angry and they might flail around or hit someone. So what can we do to help them? And the operative word is help. We do not do things for them. We do not rescue them from the conflict, but we help them resolve the conflict. So one thing to do is to stay close and to scan. We use that term in preschool when we scan the room and make sure that we're on top of everybody. If you're my friend, you'd often see me, even when we're at my house, my eyes would always be doing this because I'm watching out for all the kids. Or when I'm out with my friends or we go on vacations and we have like 8 or 10 kids with us, I'm always counting. So it's the same thing when you're at home with your toddler, whether it's just you and your toddler or your toddler is with a friend. Stay close and make sure that you know what's going on so that you can step in when things get out of hand. Another thing you can do is to model gentle behavior. So with our babies and our toddlers, it's hard for them to control their physical impulses. So they tend to grab, they tend to pull hair, and instead of telling them no, instead of telling them that you cannot do this or no hitting or no grabbing, show them how it's done. It's not easy for them to understand when you say no hitting, but they'll understand it when you show them. So you can always say gentle hands, gentle touch. When they're grabbing hair, a baby's grabbing another baby's hair even, you can take that baby's hand and gently stroke the other baby's head. When your toddler is grabbing or grabbing somebody's arm or hitting, you can take your toddler's hand and say, gentle hands, gentle touch. Whether the conflict is between two children or it's just you and your child at home, it's very, very important to acknowledge their feelings and to articulate the situation and the feelings. And we have this term, it's called sportscasting. Sportscasting is when you basically act like you're a newscaster or a sports newscaster. I don't know what it's called, but you basically talk about what is going on in the situation. For example, your child grabs another child's toy. You talk about what you see. You verbalize it. So you can say, "Oh, Raphael, you grabbed Margot's toy. Margot seems upset." What's important here is that we acknowledge the emotions that our toddlers are feeling. Again, like what I said earlier, feelings and emotions are overwhelming things that our toddler experiences. So it's very helpful in conflict resolution that we guide them in understanding what they are feeling, what they are going through, so that they're able to better manage it when they're much older. Aside from articulating their feelings and sportscasting, you can also articulate what it is they can do in the situation. So aside from saying, Margot seems upset that you grabbed the truck from her, add what it is that they can say in that situation. For example, Margot, tell Raphael that it is my turn with the truck, or I want the truck. And you can also show Raphael or articulate to Raphael what he can say in that situation for next time. So you can say, Raphael, instead of grabbing the truck, you can say, can I have a turn with a truck, please? Next way to help our toddlers is to redirect them. So often with younger children, their attention spans aren't that long yet. So sometimes when you show them a different activity or a different toy, their attention goes from being upset about this truck to wanting to play with another toy. So you could do this by inviting that child to, oh, here's another truck you can play with. Or if your child is not receptive to that, just go ahead and get another truck and play with it yourself. Your child will be invited to want to play with that truck or with that other car or that other toy because your child can see that you yourself are having fun. Our last note for today is not so much helping our toddlers when they're in a conflict already, but it's to prevent it. And that is preparing your home environment and planning ahead. So keep the frustration level low. As we said earlier, our toddlers have very short attention span, so it's easy for them to lose interest in an activity and wanting to move on to the next. So if you have a routine at home, if you have a host of activities that you have readied for your toddler, then it's easy to grab it when you know that your toddler is wanting to do something else. Provide them with a lot of sensory materials like different kinds of fabric with lots of texture, homemade Play-Doh, and different kinds of balls, and those stress balls or the balls with like little spikes in them that you can buy in a dollar store or at the department store, those sensory balls, and also provide them with lots of physical activity. So this keeps the frustration level low, so that's less chances of conflict. When we help our toddlers resolve conflict, we not only make a better home environment, we not only widen their vocabulary and expose them to language and helping them say their first words or phrases, but we also help them understand something that's much deeper, and that is that they are able to assert themselves by communicating to others what it is that they need in a way that will not hurt others, in a way that's respectful of others. So ultimately, we're also helping them respect other people because they understand that, oh, I need to listen to somebody else too. That other person also has something to say. And we can take turns and we can compromise, and there's really no need for conflict. So that's it for today. I hope it was a short, quick video that you can take something from it, something that you can use with the toddlers in your life. Again, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to Monique's Home, and I will see you next time.